Hello, I am Robert Probst, Judge of the Noble Circuit Court, retiring in December of 1998, after which I served as a senior judge for the next 17 years. That puts me in a position to be aware of the reasoning behind why we started the CASA program back in the 1980s. In 1985, at that time, the Department of Public Welfare was the organization responsible for the care and maintenance of children that are neglected, dependent, and abused. They had caseworkers. It was their responsibility to go out and find children that were in need of assistance, in need of care, or in dangerous circumstances. The procedure that they followed was to file a case through the Department of Public Welfare with the judge that had juvenile court jurisdiction in that county. The court then appointed an attorney to represent the child or children if there was more than one child in the family. The guardian ad litem was the title given to the attorney. The attorney appeared with the children in every case. When the cases came up for hearing, it was necessary for the attorney and the caseworkers to acquire information, to provide that information to the judge so the judge could make an informed and just decision in regard to the welfare of the children. Another program available at that time was the foster care program. The DPW arranged for foster parents who were couples to be recruited and trained, and their purpose was to provide a home for children that needed to be removed from their homes for their safety and well-being. Now, the problem we had back in those days was the attorneys usually had several cases. The caseworkers usually had several cases. And because of that, it was difficult for them, although they tried their best and everybody was doing everything they could to help the children. It was hard to have the time to go out and acquire all the necessary information, review all the child's background, get the child's school records, medical records, any testing the child had had, interviews with the family and various family members, gather that information and get that to the judge so the judge could make a ruling that was in the best interest of the child or children. Judge Dane Tubergen of the Steuben Circuit Court attended a training session at the National Judicial College, which is operated and located in Reno, Nevada. The course he attended involved a new program developing throughout the United States identified as the Court Appointed Special Advocate Program, CASAs. He brought that information back, and we had a meeting of the judges here in the northeast corner following his return. He described this program as a volunteer individual that would become the eyes and ears of the court and the child's voice in court. That individual would be properly trained and investigate thoroughly the case involving the child, acquiring all the information necessary to provide information the judge and all those other people involved in the case would need in order to determine what program of care and treatment would be beneficial for that child or children and in the child's best interest.
Hello, we're Gary and Marie Brazel. We've been associated with CASA for about 1.5 years now. I first became interested in CASA many years ago. I was a physician in Anderson, Indiana, and worked with the CASA organization down in Madison County. When we relocated up to Northeast Indiana, I decided I was interested in seeing if I could be a part of the organization and help some of the children in this area.
We took in a young lady after she aged out of the system that we met through our daughter, and that kind of opened our eyes up to what these kids need, and they do need our help. And it was just very enlightening for us and a learning experience for us taking in this young girl, but it also really gave us the desire to help these young kids because they really do need it.
Originally, attorneys and the caseworkers did not have a limit on how many cases they could hear, and they were involved in a lot of cases, again, imposing upon their time to be able to get all the information they needed for each of those cases. CASAs were limited to no more than 2 cases, so they could concentrate on the children and those families. The impact of this program was immediate for the court's benefit. The programs and materials brought before the court by the CASAs that were provided to everybody involved in the case brought forth all kinds of crucial and important evidence involving that child's life history. That gave great guidance to the judge and those working with the court to come up with a program of care and treatment for the child or children in that case. The court could make very informed and just decisions on providing for the best interests of the child. The program was phenomenally successful and continues to this day under the current program, under Christy's able leadership.
The mission of Northeastern Indiana CASA is to provide a voice for powerless children involved in judicial proceedings, advocate for their best interests, and strive to improve their quality of life.
CASA volunteers are ordinary people making an extraordinary difference, and we need your help. We have a child waiting for you to be their voice. If this is something that you feel you cannot do, but you know someone that you think would make a great fit, please help us spread the word. And if you choose to give tonight, know that your dollars will go for recruitment, training, and supervision of our wonderful advocates. Thank you, and God bless.